Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said he was. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Oh, here we go. All right. Sweet. Sweet. What up, Warner? Oh. What up? What up,
Warner?
Fam? How you doing, family? Oh, we lost him. Okay.
Oh, that's a nice background.
Yeah. Let's see. Corey, you're due for a Miami trip soon, actually. Now that
I am. Yeah, I'll be down there. So I'm coming down for sure in May for Miami Seller Conference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come back, dude. That's like 4 months.
I'll come. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll come before that for sure.
Nice.
We might do like a meetup down there or do something fun, but I'll be there soon for sure.
Cool. Sweet. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Money Monday too, where we answer any of you guys' questions you have about the whole process of selling on Amazon. Garrett has a soccer game today, so he's getting money in his soccer game. But yeah,
That's good, y'all. What's up?
Oh yeah, not at all. Yeah, no, that's a good reason. How would you recommend getting ungated on Trader Joe's since they don't have an online store? Yeah, so Trader Joe's is either going to be an auto ungate or I've seen people get ungated just taking a picture of the store receipt with products like that they get at Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is actually a dope brand too, as well, because you can do like bundles in it and everything. And then Trader Joe's is the only place that sells Trader Joe's, so you also every single one of us on here knows where those items are coming from profitably too. And
it's the same.
Fairly simple.
Same as Buc-ee's, right? Like Buc-ee's is a really popular brand, and you can only get Buc-ee's products through Buc-ee's stores. I don't think you can get them through distribution or anywhere else.
I believe so too. Yeah, I just had a student actually ask me about that. Yeah, and then a couple people are saying, yeah, it's either auto or you just get ungated with it from the store. Yeah.
Darkness said, need to absolutely make sure my product sells so I can flip what I invest. Any tips? So Darkness, just keep in mind that not every single thing you buy you're going to make money on or is going to sell quickly. So just have that in the back of your head that like ideally everything you buy you would sell really quickly, but just know that not having that happen sometimes is part of the process. But in general, if you want to make sure that what you have is going to sell quickly, just buy products that are selling a lot of times per month and just make sure that buy box is rotating and have a good repricer. It's really those three things. It will ensure that you move a lot of that product really quickly.
It's like extremely rare to not sell something. You're not always going to make profit, but that's like the point. That's like the whole point of selling stuff that already sells. If you're worried about like, is it going to sell? You might as well launch your own brand or something like that. But we already know how fast stuff sells.
I was going to say, it's not private label where you're like, is this going to sell? Like, I hope it does. It's like, it'll sell, right? It's just a matter of the price.
Maybe you lose $1 a unit worst case or a couple bucks, but like, at least get your money back.
Yeah. Also, guys, too, little announcement in respect to a change on the Amazon front. So as of tomorrow, Amazon's removing the old Amazon shipment flow, basically. So now certain shipment tools still don't have it fully available in the new shipment flow. We do at Boxum. So if you want to try out Boxum, now is a great time. You can get 14 days free. Warner and I both have good tutorials on the new shipment flow on our channels. And you can just go to boxum.com/join and get a 2-week free trial if you want to test it out. Some of the updates in terms of the new shipment flow include way easier to see the different like fulfillment center options, more transparency around placement fees, and just an overall better experience too.
Yeah. If you remember us talking about that, Amazon moved the date too. So this time it's almost definitely like moving it. I can't imagine they'll move it again. So quick PSA, finish any shipments you have if it was on like the old flow of any tool you're using, and then try Boxum. It is by far the best version of the new shipment flow.
So Ian says, I'm having trouble finding products I can buy more than 10 of, looking to buy a lot more units. Am I sourcing the wrong sites? Ian, name drop some sites for us. But most websites, even if they say you can only add 8 to cart, 10 to cart, 12 to cart, you can just do a bunch of orders, honestly. Yeah.
Or call the customer service line and say, hey, I want to place a bulk order. Can I buy 100 at a time? Right. And chances are they'll let you do it if you make that call. I see a lot of really good questions here. So first one, Curious said, hi, I'm from Amsterdam. Do you use a VA to source wholesalers, or is it better to handle this part yourself? So I recommend definitely handling this part yourself, especially in the early phases. Only you at the beginning are going to know what a good distributor or what a good brand looks like. So once you've really mastered that process and you can teach that process to a VA, only then would I have a VA do it. And only if you've just got so many leads that you're just drowning in opportunity and you've just got to get that off your plate.
Yeah, and it basically makes no sense to have VAs like doing outreach.
Yeah, I wouldn't have them doing outreach. They specifically said to source wholesale.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's a great VA task though, because then it's just like, go dig through like Dun & Bradstreet or dig through like, contact huge brands and see who they refer you to. Because obviously, if you hit up Dove, they're gonna be like, all right, here, you can't buy from us, but here's some distributors we work with, that kind of thing.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%.
Just saw this on TikTok Live, and now I'm here. Very interested. Let's get it.
What's
Let's
up,
get
Tim?
it. Warner, you must have been on TikTok.
Yeah, I was just hanging out with
yeah.
a good amount of guys on TikTok.
Boom. Was gonna send out my first FBA shipment today, but couldn't do the holiday. Hey, no problem, man. You get that thing out tomorrow. For real, I'm stuck on this restock thing because I look at SellerAmp again and I can't get the product again profitable. So do I skip the restock? If you can't make money, don't buy it. Whether if it's a new SKU, whether if it's a restock. Now, at the same time, buy costs change all the time. Deals repeat themselves. Deals go away. Deals come back. So it's not that you can't get the product again today, or it is that you can't get the product again today, but it would be pretty unreasonable that you can't get it again in the future, that buy cost just never comes back, right? So what you should do, Willie, is add that to a restock spreadsheet and then check it once a day, or go back to the purchase email and see what discount made that item good. And then when you get an email from Nordstrom Rack that says they're 25% sale or whatever's back, now you know it's time to go ahead and restock that SKU again.
So yeah, how long does it take for a product to check in? It depends on the time of year. This time of year, it's been pretty quick, like a week or two for those initial check-ins to happen, and then like up to like 3 to 4 weeks for everything to like fully shift around. And use those Boxum 2D barcodes on that too. That'll help as well.
How can I sell a product that says private label? Yes, if the sellers on it are not the brand. No, if the only seller on it is the brand or Amazon. So when you guys see that private label alert, that does not automatically mean that it's actually private label. That just means that it's suspected private label. You need to look at the names of other sellers on the listing, which is super easy to do, and see if it's the brand or not, which in most cases it's not. Yeah. How much inventory should I buy? It means for how long? Yeah. So at the start, if you need to ungate it, do 10, right? But if you don't need to ungate it, 2 to 10, depending on how confident you are in that SKU. And then you're going to increase it a lot more too, as you go.
Good question here. Any suggestions for getting wholesale accounts if my day job consumes my time to cold call? So really cold calling is going to be the best way to land wholesale accounts. So if you can slip out to make a call here and there, that's going to be best case. But if you really can't get away to make any calls, then sending emails and then following up with a phone call, either maybe slightly before business hours or slightly after. You can get a lot done through email, but it's helpful to have a conversation with them eventually. So that would probably be my best advice there.
Yeah, I like the tidbit about business hours. Can you talk about why that's important?
Yeah. So, well, a lot of people, right, especially salespeople, they're just during business hours, there's a lot of pulls on their attention. So I've actually had a lot of luck calling salespeople right at like 8 a.m., right? 8 a.m. their time, wherever they are, because you're getting them when they're either walking into the office or they're commuting to the office, and there's just not as many distractions. And a lot of times you can get a really good conversation in with the salesperson at, say, 8 a.m. or like 5:30 p.m. when, they're pretty much done for the day. So I don't know if that's kind of what you're going for there, Warner, but I've noticed that a lot, especially recently.
Yeah, that's cool. That makes total sense. They might be in a meeting at 3, or they don't want to hear about it. I assume a lot of companies, you might go to a secretary during business hours, and you can catch the decision maker outside business hours.
Right.
All
exactly.
Right, so this is a really good question here from Radio Man. So he says, how do we find the coupons you guys mentioned to stock with gift cards? Yeah. So there's a couple different ways, right? So check this out. I'm gonna hit the screen share real quick. So if we go here, watch this. So coupons are found in a variety of different places. So for example, if I just Google shop WS coupons, check this out. See how there's literally a link just on the website here that gives the coupons right here. Boom. Beautiful. Right. So this is one way, is just Googling or asking customer service. Right. Another way is via free coupon extensions like Capital One Shopping or Coupon Birds or Cooper. Right. So Gap Factory here, if I go to the Capital One Shopping, this 15% is a coupon that's on right now. I used it this morning. Right. Extra 15%. Right. So some are on Google, some are on the extensions, some just pop up on the retailer. Like, for example, on Nautica, check this out. This is a 15% that we can go ahead and get right here. Right. And then Dick's Sporting Goods, right? If we just scroll to the bottom of the Dick's Sporting Goods website, right, there's going to be this 10% email code. This is actually for anyone who has Nike ungated. This should be pretty profitable to 10 buy cost, by the way, too. But another story for another day. we can see there's a 10% email code right here, right? So RMZ, let us know if that, let me know if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Orange juice today. This is orange juice. You can go to Whole Foods, you can squeeze it yourself. You can hit the machine and it squeezes the orange juice right there. Highly, highly recommend. Yeah.
So good question here. And I get this a lot, and it's a pretty simple answer for me. So he said, when should I generally start to take profits from my Amazon business when I'm just starting out? I know there won't be much in the beginning, but what do you think? So my advice, and this is what I still do to this day, the only difference is the percentage that I take is a little bigger. I tell people, hey, if you get paid by Amazon every 2 weeks, just take 1% of that payment amount and set it aside for yourself for profit, right? The only difference between that advice that I would give to a beginner and myself is now I usually take 2 or 3%, right? Sometimes more, sometimes less, just depends on the size of the payout. But that's the general strategy. And it just allows you to continue to reinvest, 99% of your capital back into the business. And that 1%, I'm telling you, adds up over time, especially as you start to scale. And that's just been the easiest way from my end. How do you guys do it? Miles and Warner.
First. That's like the best way is the profit first book in respect to getting going with that stuff.
I just cut myself a salary, and then depending on whatever the end profit is, I usually do a year-end bonus and throw that straight into the stock market and that kind of thing. Just safer personal investments.
If a listing is suppressed, do you stay away from it? Nope. No buy box listings are totally cool. Yeah, no buy box listings are totally cool. Best place to go in Miami at night. The Chevron in Southwest Brickell for an ice cream sandwich. Yeah, the Chevron in Southwest Brickell. Yeah.
Is it would it be a good idea to source the brands yourself on Smart Scout, have a VA make a list of their websites, emails, etc., and then maybe even tell the VA to contact them via the contact form using a script? So the first part of that message I would agree with, right? It's a fantastic VA task. Once you've mastered it yourself, having a VA go in and collect that data and put it in a spreadsheet and get it teed up. But what I wouldn't do is the second part where you said have them contact the brand via a template in their contact form, right? I'm telling you from experience, contact forms work like 1% of the time. 1% of the time, it's even going to get in front of somebody who has the ability to grant that request. A lot of the times it just goes to like an empty email inbox. So you'd be wasting your time and you'd be missing out on a ton of really good brands that you could land if you'd call them instead of hitting them up via the contact form.
Yeah. So far at 9,000 doing reach arbitrage for this month. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Good work. Good work.
Dude, retail arbitrage is so slept on. Like I'm telling you, it's like the barrier to entry is even bigger because you're only competing technically really with the people in your area, right? For the deals. And there's so few people who have the energy or the drive to get up and hit, every store every day. It's just not possible. So if you live in like a decent sized city, you can clean up if you do retail arbitrage the right way. And if you really get a feel for your stores and certain categories and form relationships with the managers at these stores.
Have an ASIN I want you guys to look at. Rashonda, tap us in. We'll take a look here. We haven't done an ASIN review in a minute. I'd love to take a look at that for you.
Yeah. What's the best product or item to start out with? Christine, you're buying like good data, not good products, right? That's like the mental shift. But anything that's auto ungated is a good start. So you can just look up like auto ungated sourcing. You'll see us digging through like some auto ungate brands. Look at anything that has a nice sale going on today that you see other third-party sellers on. Especially if the website has a ton of different products in a certain brand that are all cheap, and you see lots of third-party sellers on that brand. That means there's opportunity there, basically. But yeah, just kind of dive into some of us, like watch us do sourcing, and then you can just kind of replicate what we do, basically.
Where do I send the ASIN? In the chat here, Rashonda, in the chat. I'll open it up. We'll analyze it here for you guys. Yeah, we'll take a look there.
Buckle up. Not sure if I missed it. Did you guys answer this one? Does having the lowest price make it likely that you'll get the buy box? Yeah, so it makes it more likely for you to get the buy box if you're the lowest price seller on that listing. What also plays a big role in that is what your fulfillment method is. So if you're doing FBA and you're the lowest price, then you're definitely likely to get the buy box. If you're doing FBM and you're the lowest price, you'll still get the buy box, but just not as often as you would if you were FBA, most likely.
Ooh, here we go. All right, let's take a look at this ASIN for the gang for the one time. See what we got. All right, let's see. Got this water filter vibes here.
So earlier somebody was asking about, while you get that pulled up, somebody was asking about just like Ross and Marshall's receipts for Section 3s. Those can still work. Like anytime you need to prove that stuff is authentic, as long as you got a receipt, it'll work. You just can't typically use it for ungating because it doesn't have your info on it.
This is the most beautifully mapped wholesale product I've ever seen. You guys see that? Oh, am I not screen sharing? Oh, I am. Okay. All right, wait, come on. Corey, get back over here. Yeah.
I'm in here. What are you talking about?
What do you think of this chart here?
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, there's clearly a map policy in place. Yeah. It looks like at one point, a lot of people were kind of undercutting each other there.
Yeah, just barely too.
Yeah, but overall, good product, good map policy too. That's a type of brand where, you know, if they're enforcing map, like if map is really stable, that's the type of brand you want to work with. You don't want to work with brands that say they have a map policy, but then everybody's kind of priced all over the place, right? Because they're clearly not enforcing that. And you want to work with brands who do have a good handle on their Amazon presence for the most part, on a wholesale side.
Y'all see how their review count's super high, so we know these are wholesalers. So like this little guy here with 160 reviews, like that's going to be a great guy to storefront stock to find other wholesale SKUs too.
Let's see, you received a cease and desist from Voorhees. That's part of the part of the
initiation.
game.
That's initiation part of the game of being a legit Amazon seller. No, but so those Voorhees letters, right? Because they do look intimidating. The thing with those is, from what my experience, Voorhees rarely ever takes action. It's more of a scare tactic than anything else. So a lot of sellers will say, "Hey, just shred the letter and keep selling it." My personal opinion is I like to look at that listing and see, has there ever been a time where a lot of sellers got kicked off the listing? A lot of people IP'd. If there was, then I will sell through what I have, lay low for a couple of months, and then maybe jump back on the listing if I see the brand hasn't taken any action, which I've done many times.
I've had exactly one letter or buyer message turned into an IP complaint of hundreds. So you're good there.
Yeah.
Without a preps, you got it.
Oh yeah, Carol. So never look at what Amazon says in the denials. Just keep submitting. You'll get approved. Add in more purchase documentation. Make it look nice, professional. You'll be good to go.
Yeah. Without a prep center, you still have to handle FBA products. So with that one, yeah, you would be doing all the work yourself. I'm not sure.
Voorhees equals garbage bin.
Yeah, good vibes, truth. Yeah. So Wesley, if you want to do FBA without a prep center, you'll ship it to you and then you send it to Amazon.
Also, guys, too, this Wednesday night, we're hosting a completely free live class. Our one 2 weeks ago was probably my favorite one ever, and we're going to bring it even more on Wednesday night. So make sure you guys get registered for that. It's at the link in the description, link in chat too, free class. Doesn't cost a dime. Wednesday at 7. You should totally tap in with us. It's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it because you guys have been doing those more recently, right? And it sounds like a lot of people have been showing up and seems like a pretty good turnout most times.
Yeah, you got to tap in with us. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. The only way you can get in is if you opt in and let us know how we can remind you about it. Do you still have to handle FBA products? Yes, someone has to do it. It doesn't have to be you, but someone has to do it. Yeah.
Why would someone pay more for the product rather than paying less on another store like Walmart? Convenience, Paulo. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you've been guilty of it. I know I am. I just search product title in Amazon, even though I know how the sausage is made. And I know I'm probably overpaying for stuff. I want that 1-2 day shipping, easy returns if anything goes wrong. Like, yeah, like it's just a lot easier. People want to pay for convenience.
Yeah, I'm like the stereotypical Amazon customer. Like I know for a fact stuff is more expensive on Amazon, but I want it delivered right to my door within a day, right? It's because a lot of people will pay for convenience, like you said.
Yeah, it's like annoying to buy on other websites sometimes too. Like
yeah, it's like, I gotta take out my credit card.
Add to cart, swipe, done. Like it's too easy.
Voorhees garbage bin. What's a good product to start out with? So like it doesn't really help for us to give you products. Now we have tons of examples of winning products in our videos, right? But then what you want to do from there is you want to do the storefront stalking method from there to find other winning products. So go take a look at some of Warner's recent videos. Take a look at some of mine, right? Go through my free course. It's like 8 hours. You'll see 50 plus examples of winning SKUs in that free course that you can go ahead and storefront stock off of based off your interests.
Yeah. If a listing is suppressed, do you stay away from it? Willie was asking earlier. Not always. If you see like new sellers dropping off of that listing, you can definitely still sell it. Those can be good items because a lot of times Amazon's basically saying, hey, we think this item's too expensive, so we're gonna make the customers jump through a little bit of a hoop. And if they're willing to do it, then that's good for you, right? You want stuff to be more expensive than they probably should be.
A detailed video on ungating would be cool. It's the most difficult aspect of selling on Amazon. So yeah, we all have videos on that. It's not difficult whatsoever. Now you are going to get declined a couple times, right? But Domino, go plug in Stafford, go plug in J. Crew Mercantile, right? Go plug in Cuddle Duds, right? And all of those are going to let you list immediately right from the get-go.
Do you have any experience operating 2 separate Amazon accounts with 2 separate LLCs? So I don't personally. I only have 1 account, but that is something that I'm planning to do this year, is open a second account, more for risk mitigation than anything else. But as far as, is it like legal? Do people do it? Absolutely. I think it's a great thing to do and a great thing to have as a backup. But it's as simple as, you just can't have these same products being sold on both accounts. If you do, they'll shut you down for that. And it's got to be completely separate entities, separate EIN numbers, bank accounts, credit cards, everything has to be completely separate. But as long as that's the case, you're good to go. Willie has an ASIN that he wants you to take a look at. Do you want to take a look at that one?
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Yeah. All right, let me see. I'm going to get it typed up and then copy it right here. Very good. Okay, B0C4RK6. If you live in Florida, what was that, Heach?
Half a question, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, these goggles. Interesting. Okay, they got some reviews here. Let me pull up the screen share for the one time. Right here. All right, here we go. I mean, this is fine. It's a slower seller, but if we're very profitable, this can work. Price hasn't really dropped. Volume isn't incredible, right? The offer count movement's moving a little bit, right? This is cool, Willie. If we're picking these guys up for like $50, like this is nice and profitable here.
Was that a variation listing?
Check the buy box too. It's a bigger issue there.
On like the rotation.
Brand sells it.
Ooh, where? Oh,
Smith Optics action.
Though. Yeah, they're only getting 14% though here.
A little IP.
Are there other FBA sellers? Okay, yeah, there are other FBA sellers, not just FBM.
Authentic streetwear here, yeah.
I mean, that looks like a great product to me. Are you kidding me? It's seasonal. I mean, I would only carry it probably during the
winter,
during those months, but I think you could do really well depending on your pricing. And if you have a good repricer, you should be able to move a ton of those.
Yeah, no complaints on that. Should I go to college in another state, where should I get my LLC? Yeah, I mean, do it in your home state. Like, yeah, obviously you'll want to research that on your own, but yeah, I mean, typically you're going to do it in your home state. Are Fila and Reebok arbitrage friendly? Yes. Yeah, if you can see any listing with 10 plus sellers, yeah, it's definitely going to be arbitrage friendly. So if the brand is on it, stay away at all times. No. Willie, we just said the listing was good, man. We just said that we did not say the listing was bad. No, we said the listing was good. Now,
what's your buy cost? Yeah, tell us your buy cost, and we'll be able to tell you if it's good or not.
If the only seller on the listing was the brand, the only one, or they had 98% of the buy box share, or if there were any IP complaints, then we would want to avoid it. But we can see that's not the case.
It wasn't a variation, you said, right? That listing?
No, it was, yeah.
It was? Well, then are you sure, was that variation selling?
Well, I could see the offer count was moving, so yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually one of the faster ones too, taking a look here.
But I bet the buy cost $55, Willie, isn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't have the middle keeper graph enabled. Is there do you usually have that up, I assume, right?
I'm not a huge fan of it. The monthly sold, once they added that in.
That's why that's the only reason I have it, is for the monthly sold.
I just don't want to confuse people with, just because like sub ranks is so useless,
I feel like
the monthly sold chart is really useful though.
Yeah, I feel like that's a must.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait, 40. Oh, you're making money on that? Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, you're making money on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was selling for what, like 90 or like 85?
Yeah, 95 in the buy box. Yeah.
Wesley said, are variations good to sell? Wesley, so it just depends, right? I mean, that's like asking, is any product good to sell? It just depends on the data. So on variation listings, there's some variations that are going to sell better than others. And as long as you're selling the variations that are actually getting some of the sales on that listing, then yeah, they can be great. It just comes down to looking at the data a little closer when it comes to variations. There's
the first nightmare mode for Corey of the stream.
Yeah, that light, it's an expensive light, and it cuts out every like 5 minutes for just for like a second, but it's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, Wesley. So for variations, look at there's a middle chart on SellerAmp that shows the monthly sold graph that's useful. And then also if you see like a lot of new sellers like coming in and off the listing, then it probably sells pretty well.
Let's see. How do I win the buy box more on competitive wholesale listings? You use a good repricer, and you just have the settings set properly with a good minimum, like a realistic minimum and maximum price. And I use SellerSnap. That's the repricer that I use. It's really good, and it keeps me very competitive on most of my listings where there's not a MAP price, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Start now. You have less than $500 to start. Was the best way to start making money quickly? Yeah, I mean, so you're gonna have to sell really cheap stuff, right, David? Because you'll burn $500 in like 30 minutes of sourcing, if that. Like digging through websites. So you want to, since you don't have that much money, you need to figure out how to spend as much time as possible to make that $500 as valuable as possible, right? So for you, that's probably gonna be like used books, stuff on Facebook Marketplace, anything like that, right? Like that's how I think pretty much all of us started. It's just like driving around to thrift stores and you find like a VCR player or used books, all that kind of stuff, right, David? So start with that, and then once you have like 1 to 2K, you can start messing with like go to Ross, Marshalls, hit some name brand stuff, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got $500 or less, I mean, like you said, I think used books, which is how I think all of us started, is great because it's really high ROI. But then doing like retail arbitrage and then FBMing those products to get your payout a lot quicker is a fantastic way to turn $500 into $1,000 off of just a couple of good products, right? Assuming you can get enough off the shelves.
Thank you so much. Hell yeah. Guys, give out so much information free. What kind of other information you guys provide with paid membership? Yeah, so it's more so just an access thing. It's structure and access radio. You know what I mean? There's all types of stuff that's going to come up as you're learning sell on Amazon. If you want someone there, holding your hand, that can be something that might make sense for that too. And then also community. I think that's what a lot of newer sellers are missing, is that they just have to figure out everything on their own because they don't have anyone in their life that has an Amazon business, right? And all of us, when we met each other back in the day a couple of years ago, stuff accelerated way quicker, right? So it's getting around other Amazon sellers is really, really helpful too. I'm gated quite a bit using Flip's method, so I appreciate that. Yes, sir, right? And the more you sell, David, the more it's going to become an auto ungate too. So yeah, 100%, man. Yep, nice and easy. Ungating is not a hard thing in 2025, y'all.
What up, Sadiq?
Let's see, B0. All right, let's see. Let's get this up for you here, Willie. Give me 1 sec here. Let's see. Oops. All right, here we go. Okay, B0CR.
You're in Ross, scan all the products, but it's all gated. Yeah, so if anything's gated and it lets you apply, you can get ungated on it. So you just grab an invoice from like a Target, Walgreens, Vitacost, whatever makes the most sense for whatever brand you're looking at. And then you can also just filter by cheapest or something that's profitable already online.
Scrubs?
Yeah, it's those pants, I think.
Warren or Corey to wear when there's no one around the house. These guys are very slow here. Yeah. Let's see if any variations sell here. This variations tab in Keepa is the most important part of Keepa for these types of listings here. I mean,
looking at that new offer count, see the buy box. Anytime you see the buy box price hopping around like it does there,
yeah,
it's a good sign.
What are we paying for this, Willie? 200 plus bought too. Yeah, very good. All right, let's see. So yeah, if we can get these for $10, he's gonna make some money. Absolutely. Now, very, very important pro tip here, guys. We can see this weighs like 11 ounces, so this is gonna FBM ship for like $5.50 here. So we can actually see FBM. This is more profitable than it is FBA, but so many people miss profitable listings by not doing this. This is incredibly important, right? Is to actually go down here and run the FBM numbers, right? If you want a full guideline on like what to actually plug in for the FBM shipping cost, go to howtofbm.com.
About 8, then yeah, fire away, Willie. Corey, you're muted.
Sorry about that.
Right on that. That's like 100% R. That is 100% ROI. All right, very good. If
fire away, Willie.
Colors.
But yeah, like looking at basically analyzing a product for FBA and then analyzing it again for FBM is a really smart move, because like you said, there's products that might make sense FBA that don't make sense FBM and vice versa. And there's sometimes products that make sense for both. So maybe you buy 50 units and then you send 25 to FBA and then you FBM 25. It just gives you a lot more data and a lot more options.
Yep. When doing FBM, do I need F&T labels? You do not. Yeah, all you need for FBM is just the shipping labels, which you can get free from the UPS website. And then boxes from Walmart with no branding on them. And then poly mailers from Amazon. 9 by 12, 12 by 15. Right there. Yep. Cool. I appreciate all y'all tapping in for another Money Monday edition. Join us Wednesday night for the free class. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Doesn't cost you a dime. It's the best free Amazon content on the internet. You should totally get registered for that if you haven't already. And yeah, it's linked in the description. It's linked in the chat. Follow Corey on all socials. Follow Warner on all socials. We're always here to help. We do Monday, every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, guys. And y'all have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.
Sweet.
All right. See y'all soon. See y'all next week.
Corey was dropping a good